Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
Where we'll stop the embargo it has on our deck lists. Or we just have to find the right deck list that we're allowed to play, according to the deck shuffling AI. Maybe that's what it is. We'll have to find which of the deck lists are allowed to be played today. See, like, a large part of the problem that I have with this client and its ranked thing, quote unquote ranked, is like there's really not a good measure, not an accurate measure of skill on ranked. It's just if you have a good game or you draw bad or your opponent draws bad or what have you. There's no best of 3. There's like, I mean, it has it's basically an infinite round robin. And it doesn't match you, it doesn't seem to have any sort of matchmaking priority. It just matches you with whomever. Doesn't seem to pick similar records or anything else like that. It also seems to pick like your weakness, etc. So not holding my breath on this one. I don't think that this deck runs many Sadas, or not many Ionos. I think they run mostly just Sadas. Explorers, so I think we get to keep our hand here, which is very good news for us. But this is a matchup that I would really like to have Lost City in the active right now. Or not right now, but for next turn. If I can get Lost City if we have it in the deck. If we have Forest Sealstone that's not prized, then we'll see. Not going to hold my breath on that one. Not going to hold my breath on that one. This is possibly the best start that we've had, though, in a very long time, so. Okay, Explorers is fine here. They don't get Sadas. We get to keep our Tatsugiri. We need to retreat it next turn as well. One thing that I do want to say about this Dragapult list is I do like to keep Sparkling Crystal until I absolutely need it. I don't like to play Sparkling Crystal early unless I absolutely need to. This is a situation I'm going to need to. Because we have to get the attack off and we can't wait. But if we have the option to like not retreat, or if we get like rescue board, I would rather just attach the energy rather than put this crystal on. Because that would be much more preferable than potentially losing a crystal super duper early in the game and then having to play with energy. It's very tough. Then do we have... We do have City. Okay. Well, we're going to do good by this because this allows us to... I'm going to grab this anyway. There's one less card in the deck. So one thing I will suggest is putting Lost City in. I have 2 now in this list because it's just very good And it's something I want to use more than once. And so having a couple is nice because that allows us to do a number of things. Having multiple lost cities means that we can like use it to knock out a stadium, and then if the stadium gets bumped, then we have another one that we can grab to continue that. But now they can't easily just get another Roaring Moon onto the bench with like Super Rod or Night Stretcher. It's gone forever, and it also removes damage potential from their Vengeance Fletching. So it's 10 less damage they get off of Vengeance Fletching now too, which is probably one of the better parts of that. Now they do run a ton of Pokestops in this list, so Lost City is probably not going to stay in for very long, but we will see. Yeah, Saunas. But the longer this stays out, the more of a threat it is for them because they're going to be losing a lot of damage if we keep knocking out the Roaring Moons like that. So. We'll see. Yeah, they can't get 320 on this turn for sure. Yep, only 120. Could have been 130 if we had another one, but... And then we're going to take this one out too, permanently. Ooh, we can get Alakazam out here too. That's dirty because we can take out both Roaring Moons. Have Alakazam? We do. Yeah, we take out, so we pop that, we put the damage onto the benched Roaring Moon, we flip 10 damage over to the benched Roaring Moon to KO, and that goes in the Lost Zone. We KO the Roaring Moon, put 60 damage on the Greninja. The active Roaring Moon goes to the Lost Zone, and all of a sudden all they have left for attacker options is one Roaring Moon. So that is pretty oppressive. And that basically just completely shits on what Roaring Moon is trying to do. What the ancient box is trying to do. That's kind of insane. That's a turn 3 concede. We would have taken out pretty much 3/4 of their attacking force on turn 3 because of that. And then we get the Alakazam out. Now knowing that, I should have placed the damage counters like 4 on the Roaring Moon to put it within. I didn't even think that I'd be in the realm of possibility of having a Dusknoir on that turn, right? Because it has 140. Wait, we had enough damage on this, right? No, it was the other one. It was the other one that had 30, right? No, so it wouldn't have mattered anyways, but gives me something to think about, because at least if you get at least 10 damage counters on Roaring Moon, you have it in range for Dusclops, or not Dusclops, Dusknoir. So what I could have done actually, to really kind of just stick it to him, I could have. Well, no, because I would have just guaranteed the 2 KOs on the Roaring Moons. But basically, I could have used the Dusknoir on the active Roaring Moon and then attacked whatever he brought up. But no, just the guarantee of taking out 3/4 of his Roaring Moon population permanently from the game is just way too good. Way too good, and that's really, really insane. Actually, kind of nuts. And that's largely facilitated because we get a pretty good hand off of the instant charge, right? Because we get the crystal, we get an energy. We had energy anyways, but we get the crystal, we get the energy to retreat, and we get the Dragapult. So that allows us to facilitate an attack. We're playing into Ancient Box, so we know that they're likely not going to Iono, so we get to keep our hand, which was a pretty decent hand, because we had Arven in hand. So they do their little setup, which is fine. Get the Duskull down, we get the Arven, we get the Rare Candy and the Sealstone. We just take more cards out of the deck there. Rotom gets us Lost City, which was the key piece in this entire thing. See, without Lost City in this scenario, the game goes on, right? Because he can just easily get the Roaring Moons back in the deck and get them on the bench. Just a nice little cycle of Roaring Moons. It's a 1 prize card attacking deck, so he doesn't care. Like the Roaring Moons are going to be coming back because that's the main mode of attacking. So you can knock out 5 and they're still going to have 4 on the bench. You know, they're still going to be able to pull them every single turn. So Lost City coming out turn 1 when we take a KO. That's very important because all of a sudden it removes the stock of Roaring Moons by 1. And then every other Roaring Moon that we knock out completely removes them from the game as long as Lost City is active. And that was going to be active that turn. So we just instantly take out 3 of his 4 Roaring Moons and he has no way of getting them back. And it's going to be very, very difficult for him to start cycling a single Roaring Moon through and attacking every turn and facilitating energy draw onto that Roaring Moon if that's all he has left. So we kind of completely neutered the deck idea, which is insane to think about, and not many decks can do that because not many decks have the ability to have the extra 10 damage on that you need to facilitate the Dust Noir KO, right? Because we're going to lose Dust Noir. This is the thing. It's like we're trading our Dust Noir Dusclops. So we only have in the deck now one Duskull and I believe one. I think we have a 1/1/1 because I think we run a 2/1/2. So we're sacking a Duskull and a Dust Noir and permanently from the game, and we're exchanging that for 2 of his Roaring Moons, which is a much better trade for us. A much better trade for us. So that's kind of insane. Dragapult, I think, is probably one of the only decks that can do that too, because outside of Gardevoir, things that I think that run Alakazam, right, that do damage to the bench like that, Gardevoir could potentially do that, but Gardevoir doesn't run Duskull. Charizard would not be able to do this. Charizard could get the KOs like single pieces, yeah, but Charizard could not get the combo to get both of these knocked out in a single turn because you don't have the ability to do damage to the bench, and you don't have the ability to KO the 140.